Hello and welcome to a very special video, Fire Family. You clicked on this title because it is the new moon in the sign of Cancer. And we're going to break it down and talk a lot about this energy. I hope you guys enjoy this video because this comes from my heart space. There's a couple components to the video. We're going to talk about the new moon, what we should really do about it. We're going to cover the past lunation cycle, and then we're going to break it down through the 12 signs. If you only take one thing from this video, let it be this: set yourself some goals. We have new energy. So if you don't have any new vision, you may not be meeting the tide and the current with the right energy or action or algorithm, so to speak. The new moon is a new beginning. All right. This is when the sun and the moon conjoin in the sky and the lunar cycle begins again. And this takes about 29 days. And over the course of this cycle, we'll see the moon get bigger in the waxing phase and peak about 2 weeks in at full, and then start to wane back out into the new cycle. And this is perpetual. This pattern continues all the time. We have about 13 lunation cycles in a year. If you do the math, and that says basically one new and full moon in each sign, sometimes a blue moon. So I want to show you guys the chart. Let me share just my screen and then I can pull up Solar Fire. Here we go. Yeah. And it's divine timing, everybody. This is the current chart. Let me get this bigger for you guys. Oh my goodness. He's filming this to the minute. Oh man. So you guys are in for a treat. This is a very special video. Let me move myself to the bottom left corner. Beautiful. Imagine if I did it from the middle and I was just the earth. All right. Like I was saying, guys, the sun and the moon are conjoined, and that's what you can actually see within the chart. This new moon is 14 degrees of Cancer. So, needless to say, if you have Cancer placements in your chart, this one will be a little bit more profound within your life. All the cardinal signs, that goes for Libra, that goes for Aries, and that goes for Capricorn. But everybody and their mom and their dog and their dad is going to be affected by this new moon because this is the newest moon of the year. I told you guys at least a week ago. I'm going to tell you again. This is the newest moon of the year. And why do I say that? Well, it is a beginning nonetheless, like we just talked about, but this new moon falls in the sign of Cancer. And I hope I'm not the first to tell you, but I'll take joy in that if I am. The moon rules Cancer. And what that really means is that this is the planet that's the most congruent with that zodiac sign. Cancer is the crab. Crabs are delicious, but beyond that, you can see that they're very protective. They exist in the water more times than not. They're defensive. They've got pinchers. They walk sideways. They look sideways. They're watching their back. You know how it goes. Crabs are familial. They work in groups. They do have predators, so they got to be on a swivel damn near at all times. So this is the fourth house, the fourth sign. It's not the fourth house, but it's the fourth sign of the zodiac, and it rules over the fourth house. And what that basically means is that the archetype of Cancer, the energy that this brings, and first of all, astrology in general, that's just the language of archetypes. So when you look at the zodiac and all the planets and these characters, you get to kind of understand the pattern of creation and how we can experience reality compartmentalized through these signs, houses, planets. All right. So it's very scientific, but it's also very intuitive. And I just want to preface by saying that, and then dive back into saying that this part of the language, this archetype, this Cancer energy, it does reflect the heart space. It talks about what's internal. This is how we feel. This is our emotions. This deals with our family. This deals with our culture. This is who we are privately, behind closed doors, or in our personal life. Polarity kicks in, and you can really learn a lot about any archetype through polarity. So when you think about the Capricorn sign, which is opposite, this deals with things that are more externalized. They deal with your public life. This could be your business. It's work. It's not the home. So you should be able to see how that line and that axis goes back and forth. The Cancer is really all about the heart. If I could just simplify everything I've said, and you could maybe see already the parallel between the moon and Cancer. And the fact that if Cancer deals with familial things and emotional things, and the moon moves the fastest through the chart and shows us how we feel and connect and how we're governed, our tides, our emotions. It's basically the same energy. There's a congruency there. So the moon in its domicile, that's a very dignified placement. So another thing I want to illustrate before we jump into the specifics and the other parts of the lunation cycle is that because there is a lunation cycle, when we get a specific new moon in any sign, it will have been the longest since that sign has become new. What I mean, in other words, is that it's been about a year since we've had the last new moon in Cancer, because it's always in Cancer season. So we got to wait about a year for the next one, right? So that's my point, is that this energy is coming in. It's new, and we're about to receive this. Oh, get excited. What are we about to receive? You tell me. But leave it in the comments. What are you about to receive? Genuinely, what do you want to manifest? What are you willing into existence this cycle? Because I'll tell you, I'll share, I'll spill the beans. I mean, this simply means getting new emotions, getting new connections. So I'm really focused on my inner space. I want to be, and I will be, happier, more fulfilled, more peaceful. I'm a Libra moon, and that's what this is looking like for me. So when it comes to knowing how this is going to affect you guys, I'm going to talk about it through the 12 signs, but I also need to preface in saying this. When you look at this moon, it's deeper than your zodiac sign, like your sun. It's deeper than your rising, because a lot of us know that these planets are transiting a house. Like, let's say if you were a Cancer rising, Cancer would be in your first house. The new moon would hit the first. So you know that this is going to be important in your personal life, aka your first house, or it's going to have a lot to do with your identity or your personality. But also just understand, guys, that rulership is important once again. So while you want to know what house Cancer is in for the breakdown, you also really want to look at the moon in your chart, in the house of your moon. Because let's say that you had a Cancer rising, for example, but you have the moon in the 10th house. That's going to say that this new moon is transiting your first house because you're a Cancer rising in this example. But let's say if you had the moon in the 10th house in your chart, you'd probably have the moon in Aries or something like that. And that would basically say that this new energy is coming into your 10th house as well as the first house. Because of rulership, your moon is going to get more energy. All right, guys. So I hope that's understood, because I'm going to break it down this way every breakdown, even more succinctly as we do it. But just rulership is super key. So that's what I want you to be watching out for, especially when the sun is in Cancer. I've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, but it's all about the inner version of yourself, the subtle, the magical, the mystical, and that's Cancer energy. So what I really like, and I got to switch this to purple because I said magical. Let's get it. What I really like about this new moon is how close the sun and the moon are to Venus, the planet of love, the planet of beauty, money, value, and connection, our planet of relationship. This is the goddess Aphrodite, the most beautiful star. Hail Lucifer. This is a lot of things, man. And the morning star, she shines herself brightly. Venus in Cancer is a whole discussion in itself, but I just want to say, guys, this is really auspicious. Whatever happens on the new moon will reverberate in the universe for eons to come, but more specifically, you'll see it manifest over the first 29 days as we go through the next cycle. These are the seeds we're planting, and the seed that we're about to plant on this new moon, it honestly looks very promising. It looks very big. It looks like if you were to cut the fruit open and look at all the seeds, this was the biggest seed. It was like the most plump and healthy looking one. We're planting that one this time. So not only would the Cancer new moon suggest new connections, new feelings, new emotions, having a better sense of security within your heart space, this is actually very promising when it comes to love and money. And you manifesting things that you actually want. This is a very magical one, guys, because it does deal with the moon super heavy, which is the planet of magic, but it also deals with the planet of attraction. So that's pretty beautiful. And we'll have a little bit of a reading session in this video. We've got our Moonology card, the new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So that's the vision for a lot of us, is having a comfortable personal life, comfortable private life, peace in our home. That's the mood. So I'm also seeing we got some trines to Saturn. That's auspicious. This is very stabilizing. This is looking like a month of building and organizing and getting comfortable as a result of that action with this Saturn retrograde, redefining some of the structures in our lives. You know, we do have the debilitated Mars and Uranus, which says that energy levels may be kind of fluctuating over this month, but it's just going to be really key for you to find some rhythm and some stability and go at things in a practical way. Considering your true needs can make you really cut out a lot of the bullshit and stop neglecting yourself or just busying yourself with distractions, nervous energy, or just, you know, the erratic undertones of the energy. I think there's a real call to get grounded, because you see these planets kind of sit in between that trine. But what else we got? I think that's basically it. We actually, oh yeah, this is not it. This is the most important thing. I'm looking at my notes now, and I'm leaving this last. What? Well, hey, man, last but not certainly not least, this new moon is square the nodal axis, and this is actually one of the most profound things to occur in astrology in general. When we have planets square the north node, that's going to say that the planet is also square to the south node. And these 2 points in the chart reflect the direction of our solar system and where we're going. And that's really key. Because if we don't know where we're going, we don't know where we've been. And vice versa. If we don't know where we've been, we don't know where we're going. So this month ahead, without saying too much more, it looks very promising, and karmic issues will be brought to the surface. It's a very serious month, even though it's a beautiful one. A lot of closing cycles and beginning new ones again. Considering our true responsibility is getting them on lock. While you may be building and planting those seeds, this looks like a lot is going to be released as well. Things that have held us back through time. So get excited, guys. We have a cycle of healing as well. I wanted to point out Venus square Chiron. And it looks like the work deals with self-love, self-image, our relationship to values, our ability to receive, your feeling of belonging, your self-esteem. That's what's being highlighted with this Cancer energy. It's all about how you feel in regards to what you want to desire, what you want to manifest. Could you see yourself as that? Could you connect to it emotionally? Or are there obstacles? There's something need to be confronted on the inner space. And Chiron Venus talks about healing within our relationships. So that seems to be the challenge, guys, is that, you know, Chiron is pushing us, and the North Node is pushing us towards independence and making us grow individually. And then Cancer Venus in the new moon in Cancer is calling us to connect even deeper. And it's wanting us to open the heart. And this is a good thing. You can blend the two together, shoot for somewhere in the middle, and life will just be beautiful. So I want to show you the last lunation before we get into the breakdown. Where do I do that? Okay, I figured it out. Boom. Because this is July 5th. Our last new moon. And this is really going to indicate how the last cycle has gone. This one started on, oh, damn. I think I animated it. My bad. June 6th. And that was the new moon in Gemini. It's the sign right before Cancer. And this was an exciting new moon. Gemini is stimulating. It's social. It's interactive. So this last month, in my experience, the people I talked to, they said it kind of flew by. That's my experience of last month. I found myself super freaking busy during this Gemini new moon cycle. It's still spinning, dude. It's because I had it on animate. I'm still learning how to use Solar Fire, guys, so bear with me sometimes. This last new moon was square to Saturn. And the new moon square to Saturn, that's Sun and Moon square to Saturn, but also Venus square Saturn. So it was a harder month dealing with our personal restrictions, our emotional restrictions, and then maybe even financial or relationship restrictions as well. And that is somewhat esoteric, somewhat vague, but we got more to go with the video, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But I also want to note that, you know, back then in June, Mars was in the sign of Aries. So this had us really going full speed ahead. And then during the previous month from now, we had to deal with Mars going into Taurus. And the result of that was things slowing down quite a lot and having to really confront our energy levels and remove obstacles from our path, or to really work on developing our energy and cultivating the will. So that's pretty beautiful. We love to see it. Let's start with the new moon in the first house, guys. And we'll do some cards, a few cards for everybody. This doesn't have to be an exceptionally long video. I think I've already got the yapping in. I respect you guys' time and attention. I know some people just want to listen to. I could really just be saying words. You put it and just listen to it all day. But I do want this video to have some substance. All right. So let me check the chart. You know, boom, here we go. Cancer rising, first house. So we are going to do a couple significators. I'm going to do a 3-card pull for the people. So Cancer rising, this is the new moon in the first house for you guys. Let this be for your best and highest good, the best and highest good of all. Before we read the cards, we open ourselves to receive the guidance and the messages from Spirit that the collective needs the most. Thank you, Spirit, and let's get it. And if somebody watching the video wants to do the timestamps for me before I get to it, if I haven't gotten to it, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm doing a lot of things behind the scenes, and you guys will see me get more consistent. So when it comes to the new moon in the first, let me tell y'all, Cancer risings, that you again are going to want to look at your moon and figure out what sign and house it is in. And that house is going to show you more specifically what area of your life is going to be affected and blessed with this new energy. But we're on top of that, wherever that ends up being, the new moon in the first is going to give you guys some confidence and some peace and just a connection with yourself. Because 1/12 of people are Cancer rising. This is going to go a lot of different ways. And if you want to divide where the moon falls, it's going to be even more intricate. But across the board, man, Cancer risings are going to be kind of thrown into themselves this month, and they're going to be feeling themselves more. There's going to be an abundance of emotion when it comes to these people. Venus is in your first house still, and that's a promising indicator of, you know, good things and blessings coming your way, and you being able to appreciate and love the way you relate to yourself as well. So this is auspicious. This is good. And I should have put it on the equal chart, man, because this Placidus chart is fucked up. Because that would put, you know, Saturn in the 9th house. You're going to be learning some really good lessons when it comes to this month spiritually. That says your understanding of divinity, your place in the cosmos, you're going to feel more at peace on a cosmic sense too. In your 2nd house, Leo Mercury, learning how to speak your truth and express yourself more creatively. Advocate for yourself as well. Pluto transiting your 8th, you guys got some power coming your way. So what's the message for the Cancer rising? I'm going to move the mic back just a sec. Give me some space. Jupiter transiting the 12th is also pretty dope. All right, one fell out. So we got the Hermit in reverse. And this looks like you've been going through a lot of healing behind closed doors. It's been challenging, whooping your ass sometimes. The Emperor is the current energy. So this says that this energy is raw, man. You can really do whatever the fuck you want with it. If you really take the time to set those goals, to write them down and break them down into a plan of action and just be systematic, be intentional, you're going to reap good fruits. You're going to get good results. The lesson for you guys right now is to be patient. Seven of Pentacles. With yourself, with the work that you're doing, with the healing, whatever it is that you got, your family. Confronting emotional blockages is really what I'm seeing. The Hermit in reverse. Because we know where we want to go, hopefully. If you're watching this, you have ideas and plans and a vision, but in order to manifest it, you have to look at where you disconnect or are not connected from it internally and lighten your load. That's what I really feel for the Cancer rising. In order to go faster and pick up the pace, you're going to want to let go of some stuff. I mean, and this is the moon, the lunar node transiting the fourth house too, the south node in the fourth, and Lilith in your fourth house as well. Yeah, it's really like that, where you guys are gonna have to let go of some baggage from the past in order to make way for your new blessings and step into your fire element, step into your masculine, take definitive action, take control of your life in this cycle. That's what the Emperor card is telling me. And be patient. Know how to be patient and persevere and continue when you don't immediately see the fruits of your labor or get the result that you want. The Seven of Pentacles feels like failure, and it often is called failure. So just know that it may take time. And the only thing between you and what you want really is time if you're willing to put in the work. So just stay optimistic and really take this month to figure out what your heart wants and make a deeper connection with you. That's the Aries energy I was seeing again. Connecting with you is your life. Give yourself permission to be selfish, because the best gift you could give your loved ones is a better you. And that's as far as it goes. I hope that helps you guys, because that's really what I'm getting for y'all. Fear of betrayal is heavy in a lot of you guys. I can feel it in my back with this Cancer new moon energy. So there's a lot to release, not just that, but definitely a lot of fears to be released. We're going to do the Gemini. This is the Lovers. This is going to be Gemini. So this is going to be the new moon in the second house. And once again, Gemini rising, you need to check where your moon is, where its sign and its house is, but more specifically the house, because it's going to show what area of your life you're going to receive new energy in. All right. So you should maybe watch the other breakdown for that house, unless it happens to be Gemini. If your moon happens to be in the second house, I should say, but I digress. Having the moon go through, the new moon go through your second house is going to bless you with new resources, new money. This could be really auspicious for your finances. You could find new ways to make money. Energetically, the new moon in the second house gives you more self-esteem. It gives you more self-worth. It fills you with love and pleasure in life. The moon exalts in the second house. And that means this is one of the best and easiest places for the moon to be. And it says, emotionally speaking, we'll be gravitating towards our needs or stability or things that are tangible and material. And, you know, that can be auspicious for our gains, for our money, and, you know, for our hearts too. So good stuff for the Gemini rising. That's going to put, man, this Placidus chart, you know, it's like that sometimes. Let me move it forward just a little more. Yeah, so new moon in the second, that does put Pluto in the ninth, Libra in the fifth. Yeah, that's how it goes. So Jupiter is in you guys' first house. And that means everything is just kind of accelerating for you guys right now. Life has been picking up a lot of speed. You've been learning a lot personally. Spiritual lessons out the ass for you guys. Man, the Five of Cups. We got the Empress. Okay, that's what's up. I mean, so this emotional release might have been kind of negative for y'all. Five of Cups is grieving, it's letting go, it's sorrowful. And that's what you had to do to make way for your blessings. The Empress card is Venus. So she's showing out heavy in this moon cycle. And Venus rules the second house, which is where the new moon is for the Gemini rising. So that's pretty beautiful. This is really confirmation, just saying that this is going to be a really good month for money for the people that have the moon going through the second house or the Gemini rising. I got the moon in the second house, so I'm pretty fucking stoked about that. I'm pretty freaking jazzed if you ask me, because yeah, that's the bro, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. We got the Empress energy, and we got the Queen of Pentacles. So confirmation as I'm saying it, guys, this is going to be a really good money month for the people with the moon in the second house. And good for their energy, good for their bodies. It's going to nourish them, and it's going to bring them a lot of peace and stability. And resource management is going to be a big theme for this one, getting things organized. And also, I see with Taurus in the 12th house, and we got Uranus and Mars fucking shit up down there. It's going to be a deep release of some unconscious shit as well. And that's going to really help out a whole great deal. This has me fascinated. This is a really interesting new moon. Gemini rising, do your taxes, man. Moon in the second house, do your damn taxes. Do them. Just get them done. Just do that shit. And you don't have to think about it. All right. What next? We got moon in the third house. New moon in the third house, aka being a Taurus rising. Oh, thank you, Spirit. I still gotta do that shit, y'all. Man, we got the Hierophant, and that's the significator for the Taurus energy. And this new moon hits the third house. And once again, Taurus rising, check where your moon placement is in your chart for sign house and aspects, but specifically look to the house the moon is in, because you'll receive new energy in that part of your life. And you may want to watch the breakdown for that house in addition to this breakdown. The new energy is hitting the third house, and that just means that you're going to have new energy come into your surroundings or into your mind. You may find a bunch of new information or study your ass off. Maybe new courses start appealing to you, or new books find their way into your view. You're going to get stretched a lot when it comes to the mental plane, but this could also look like new technology, like upgrading your computer or your phone. You may interact with the environment different. You're going to need a lot of variety when it comes to this next month. And that's just one thing I can see off the astrology. This nodal axis shit. All right. Let's talk about that for a second. North node in the 12th, south node in the 6th house, having this new moon. Like, some of you guys are going to be quitting your jobs. You're going to be making way for more progress. Like, and that's what I mean when I talk about getting around the environment different. Like, you might not even go to the same place to work. You might pick up completely different habits. Like, you may get a whole bunch of sleep now if you've been sleep deprived, or if you've been sleeping too much, you might be more consistent with your schedule. And this is all in the interest of working towards your dreams. North node in the 12th house. It's just letting go of all the shit you do that interrupts you from personal advancement. And that's really what it is, guys. This month for the Taurus rising, it's about getting real with your spirit, getting real with your soul, and putting in the work that's actually going to drive you forward towards your dreams. And there's something to be said about connecting with spirit when it comes to this one, and using your mind, externalizing your truth, and sharing your message with the world. That can be a really lucrative thing as well. The power and the value being in the mind. That's the real beauty of the new moon in the third. So there's going to be a lot that's important for you to express and communicate. And I think with Mars and Uranus transiting your first, man, if you really just see your vision clearly and just put the work in, guys, what you want can come to you so fast. Your life can change so fucking fast if that's what you want it to do. You know, you could build your plans out to take the slow route, but please, for the love of God, make sure you have plans. So I want to say, especially for the Taurus risings or the ones with the new moon in the third, If y'all don't write down your goals after this video, you're either stupid or recalcitrant. So don't be both. Because the power is in the mind, man. You got to externalize that shit, and then you'll be able to profit off of it. Write it in your phone, even if you're not the journal, notebook, notepad type. But it has to come out into the physical, okay? I'm not here to just push anyone. I'm here to push buttons. I'm gonna slap my wrist and be honest, man. Like sometimes I try to be softening the blow, but I know why I choose the words I choose. So let me not back them up. Let me not withdraw them. Let me just say that shit with my chest. Stupid or recalcitrant. Don't be both. If we knew better, we would do better. So it's okay to make mistakes. Just try not to really try, like take effort to not make the same mistake again. Because if you do, that just says you might not be learning. So Ace of Pentacles is auspicious. This says that you guys have been focused on your money, your stability, your finance, etc. That's the Ace of Pentacles. And that's Taurus rising energy every day. These people stay in their bag. They're always ready for a come up. You got Saturn. You got the devil. You got the devil, man. So I want to say this is going to be a weird fucking month for you Taurus risings because of the nodal axis, because of the north node in the 12th and then the south node in the 6th. And be very careful about what seeds you plant at this time, guys. Be intentional with your life, because this is saying that a lot of y'all are causing your own bullshit. You're really blocking your own blessings. You're irresponsible, and that's what's causing your life chaos. To avoid the discipline, or you know what you need to do, but you choose not to do it. This could speak heavy about the fears that you have. So those have to be addressed for you to move forward, to really get clear about what is holding you back and why you don't do it, and then reassess your goals. And I mean, the devil's not all bad. I would say in a more neutral leaning tone, this is the obligations we hold. So consider those at this time. Mercury and Pluto going through the 10th and the 4th house, or the 4th and the 10th, I should say, respectively. I mean, and that's thinking about karma. That's thinking about generational stuff. Breaking out of patterns, even. Mental breakthroughs. One of the most positive ways to see the devil card, which is the current energy for the month for the Taurus rising or the moon in the 3rd people, is that at its best, this is about power and control, sovereignty. Like the devil is the ruler of the kingdom. So that's the beautiful thing. Oftentimes in that position, you have to take somewhat of an adversarial position against at least somebody, because this world is crazy, y'all. I don't want to get on a soapbox too much, but like in the interest of Cancer energy, isn't it crazy how we can all play crab in the bucket, even when we think that we're helping people out of the bucket? And I mean, drag others down instead of help them. We can all be that way. So it's like, for someone to really live at their full power and potential, boom, boom, at least someone's going to be upset. And that's just what I'm saying, dude. Like that's why the devil has to be the adversary in order to maintain its full power. Because one crab in one bucket is going to be like, bro, fuck you. And you got to be like, no, fuck you. This is Red Lobster. You don't tell me what to do. I break the crab legs and I eat them with butter type shit. So crazy reading for you guys. Ace of Pentacles. And then we got the Ace of Wands moving forward after the devil, which says that instead of prioritizing money and stability, prioritize intention and willpower. Hope that helps. That's for you to perceive, but that's what it is. Is say work on developing your will. Make sure that you're more intentional with the choices that you make, period. Taurus rising. I'm going to keep it at that because you heard what I said. I'm going to keep it a buck and move forward. The rest is commentary. So next, next we got Aries rising. And that's, of course, the moon in the 4th. So let me find that emperor and let me fuck around and find out. what the hell has been going on for the Aries rising. And just know that if you have the Aries rising, like everybody else, you have to find the position of your moon within your chart and figure out what house it's in. In that house that the moon falls in, because it's not likely to be in the fourth house just because you're an Aries rising. It could be, but it's probably somewhere else. Only 1/12 of people have the moon in the fourth, but the house that the moon is in is going to show you where you're receiving new energy in addition to everything I say on this breakdown. So watch both. The moon in the fourth house is actually a very beautiful thing. It's very spectacular, very congruent. So overall, feelings of well-being and peace are going to be coming your way. You're going to have an emotionally good month. All right. I'm gonna just keep it simple and just throw it out that way as an astrologer, guys. Life is what you make it, but this energy coming to the Aries rising is actually pretty fucking beautiful. Like it's gonna be calm, it's gonna be serene. Peace and love is abundant for y'all. So if it's like a Olive Garden, if you leave that bitch hungry, you are stupid because the breadsticks are free. Even if you don't eat bread, if you get a damn salad, you can eat that shit endless. There's endless soup. The entrees are like 3,000 calories. Like if you don't like Italian food, translate to an all you can eat buffet. If you leave that bitch hungry, you're either stupid or there's something up with your stomach. And I don't know. Hopefully it's not both. But that's the month ahead for the Aries rising. So much love that you got to get you some. The North Node is in the first house for these people, South Node in the seventh. So what I'm feeling is like the only way you'd miss out on that shit is if you were too busy to really just accept what's going on in your life or had too many people pulling at you. Seventh house, South Node. And also, when it comes to having the new moon in your fourth, guys, there's going to be a lot of interior decorating. There's going to be a lot of renovating the home. You might move for some of you guys. The new moon in the fourth really is a new home, a new place to live, new ways to find security. And that can be a little more esoteric as well. But domestic issues are going to be really important. This might look like wanting to spend more time with your kids or your family or your parents or your ancestors, going on a genealogy dive for the month or starting that journey, or you might have been called already towards it, but that's what that's about. Looking at ancestry, your heredity, going down memory lane, nostalgia being a real key for you guys. So you might be watching old movies, playing old games, going to places you used to visit or frequent, even as a kid. And ultimately, there's no telling what the heart could say. So that's really the crazy thing about this new moon for the Aries rising is that this month, if y'all are tuned into yourselves, if you really feel what's going on inside of yourself, you're going to be blessed with a whole lot of guidance. And your heart won't lead you astray, guys. That's the seed of your soul. You just got to resist the urge to doubt yourself and what you're hearing and look too far outside of yourself for confirmation. Jupiter in the third, your life is picking up speed spiritually and mentally. So keep working on developing trust in yourself. That's the best thing I can say to Jupiter right there. If you guys enjoy this breakdown, definitely hit that like button. Ooh, sheesh. So, oh, damn. I'm gonna put both of these down actually. Yeah, because one of these flipped, one fell. And so first we got the Knight of Wands in reverse, then we got the King of Wands in reverse. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's fucked up. I could have said this in the beginning of the video and it may have helped, but who cares? I care. But the moon in its new phase feels empty because it's a black moon. We've just shed all the light. So this means we're getting new energy, but that means that there's a place for new energy to be, aka the moon is empty. If the moon was a cup, this is when the cup is literally empty. It fills up and blah blah blah. I'm setting the intention to include that into my breakdowns consistently in the beginning and get better and better and better every time in explaining it. Don't digress because that's the work. But damn, Aries rising, this looks fucked up. It's like, where's the fire? It's either gone or it's like sputtering out like a neon sign. Fire in reverse. So, you know, Chiron and Aries might be fucking your shit up. Mars and Uranus are debilitated as hell in your chart. Saturn going through the 12th house. You know, these people are working on some deep spiritual stuff, but also like their physical lives might have been fluctuating pretty quickly with Mars and Uranus doing their thing. Big changes around the job or their energy levels, or, you know, because the first card is really burning out. The Knight of Wands. We might have even been winning going at a steadfast pace, but this just says there's a need for more energy or more centeredness. All right. And same thing with the King of Wands. Maybe what this is just learning how to really trust ourselves and embrace ourselves, which was part of the conversation earlier. But this card would really say that it's about knowing that you have the power to overcome your obstacles, building a deeper sense of confidence, confronting insecurity is really what it is. Pulling at the things that take you off your center. All right. You guys get an extra card. These flipped, I'm going to show you. The result of this is the Magician, you learning that you are the creator, even more so than you knew before. Manifesting your dreams, assuming control of your life. This could also literally say working on your magical development, working on witchcraft, working on Wicca. But happiness is the result of that. That's why I said you got an extra card. You got the 9 of Cups. So you lucky ducks, you literally manifested a whole extra card. How crazy. And that is about imagination. It's about fulfillment. It's about getting what you want and having yourself enjoy it as well. So I would say really focus on yourself more this time, Aries rising, this month. You know, your family matters are going to be key, but be selfish. Don't doubt yourself. And remember that you create all of this, man, so you can create anything you want within reason. So don't be afraid to dream big, okay? And that's really directed towards Saturn in the 12th house. Don't be afraid to dream big. So this is going to be for the Pisces rising, and Pisces rising people. Oh man, I just flipped the deck. They have the new moon in the 5th house. And that really means that these people are going to be having a lot more fun in this month to come. The new moon in the 5th is about finding new ways to express yourself. This could be new creative endeavors even. So Pisces energy. And if you guys are a Pisces rising, having the new moon in your 5th house, you should also look at where your moon falls in the chart, specifically the house, so you can see where new energy is coming into your life, okay? Because beyond having new ways to express yourself, this will give you more confidence and swagger for real, especially with Venus being up here. You know, Saturn is transiting your first, and that's about you building a strong life. You're building a strong character. You're getting your shit together. You're getting organized. You're building. Or, I mean, if I'm just being honest, we can acknowledge polarity for 2 seconds and say that some of you Pisces risings feel like you're getting crushed and life sucks and it's never been this bad before. And you're like, what the fuck is going on, man? The fuck is this shit? And, you know, you may, as a Pisces rising or 5th house moon, sit somewhere in the middle. But life is a gift. It's what you make it as well. But sometimes we're like, fuck, dude, I didn't ask for that. And God's like, you did unconsciously. And you're like, what do you mean, God? Are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, no, are you kidding me? Wake up, become more conscious. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm not even a Pisces rising, dude, but damn, universal experiences. So South node in the 8th house, North node in the 2nd house. Like, let me tell you guys, this new moon cycle, this month for you guys is really about learning that you are in control of your life. It's about getting more stable, developing self-control, having the discipline to be able to provide for yourself, to be self-sovereign. It's about releasing yourself from the need to be helped by others And we're social creatures, so do understand. I'm not saying to hermitize yourself 1,000%, but to not have to depend on people needlessly or codependently, and also to not be so wrapped up in other people's bullshit or their drama. That's a big part of this cycle for us, Pisces rising. And really what it falls down to with the moon in the fifth, the new moon, sun and Venus, it's just about having so much strength within yourself that you don't really get knocked off your center. That you and your pursuits are the most appealing as opposed to anything else you could be doing. Hey, let this be your message, your permission. Get obsessed with yourself. Get obsessed with yourself. And I see Jupiter going through the fourth for these people. So your intuition has been going crazy lately, and you got to trust that shit. So I got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I got the Knight of Cups in reverse. And what this tells me, guys, is you may have felt like life has been taking a lot from you and not giving right and draining you. And it's unsustainable. And that's bullshit. And, you know, you might be giving too much as well. So the Knight of Cups in reverse presently says that, you know, it's about opening the heart, my dude. It's about being willing to give, but also in this context, be aware of where you may be draining or martyring yourself. Because you're not meant to just give your gifts needlessly and endlessly. You have to set limits. You have to give appropriately in order to even receive the blessings that you want. But this also is really suggesting to me, y'all, like in a positive way, let this be a sign to close yourself off a little bit, to really appreciate who you are. Let this be your sign to be more selfish as well. By putting yourself first, by giving to you first, you'll have more to give to others. So just make that your end goal and let that be the vision. They say that ends justify the means. So if you really do stay true to your vision of evolution, nobody can be mad at you for having to be selfish. Think about that for a second. So we got Leo energy coming out, exactly what I said. Right. So that's the focus for this month, guys. I can't say too much else besides that because I don't want to take away from the true message here, guys. It's about finding happiness within yourself being the key word, even when things aren't going your way. Okay. You got to know that you create your own everything. We live in a world with people. We are social creatures. So like the challenge for the Pisces rising or the fifth house moon is to really be able to find and feel some centeredness within yourself. Because the outside world, we only have limited control there. All right. And we're here to live our life to the fullest, to give the gift back. And that's going to take some trust and some carefully engineered strategies in order to make sure that you always have enough to give and retain enough for yourself. Okay. So let's talk about Aquarius rising. And what this is going to do is put the new moon in the seventh or the sixth. In the new moon in the sixth house, this really could talk about a new job or, you know, becoming healthier, becoming more stable within your body. This is a mutable house. So this month could really be heavy on learning for the Aquarius rising, building new skills, sharpening their talents. New projects, new goals are really going to arise for you guys. So make sure you're writing them down as well. And I'm going to say it again, man. If you are watching this as an Aquarius rising, new moon in the sixth, you are going to also want to watch for the house that your moon is in, because that's going to be relevant for you as well. You're going to receive energy in both houses, unless you happen to have the moon in the sixth house, which it would just come into this house for the Aquarius rising. But that's going to put the north node in your third house, south node in the ninth. This new moon cycle, this next month, is really going to be about learning, guys. It's going to be about stretching your mind and maybe even working on your communication skills. Letting go of limiting beliefs, letting go of false beliefs, allowing your concepts to be tested and stretched. I see Venus in the sixth house, and that's traditionally a little bit more difficult. And what that kind of means is it might, some of you guys may be having some struggles financially or just energetically lately, just trying to get things moving, trying to find a good rhythm, or maybe just having people annoy you constantly, feeling like you're having a lot of opposition. You know, you got Pluto in the first, you got some auspicious transits in your chart. Pluto in the first and Saturn in the second, and Mars going through the fourth. And then Venus sunk as well. So it's like, damn, y'all, can you catch a break? We got the Ace of Wands in reverse, and we got the Three of Wands in reverse too. So this speaks to me about heavily on getting your energy up, and this is about the health once again. Mental health being a really big thing here, guys. With the Three of Wands in reverse, the message I pull from it is looking too much into the past or using our hopeful energy to create things we don't want, like wishing or willing bullshit into our lives, which, if you really think about it, is just self-defeating prophesizing and self-destruction. So it's like, for some of you guys, the message here is to be more faithful in your life in general, be more faithful in the universe. Because I think what it is that line between me and the universe is really blurry right now with this new moon in the sixth, where over this month it's going to become more clear. What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? And who the hell am I? And what's my job? So I get the Emperor in reverse for you guys too in your 3-card spread. And that just says that it's really about you chilling out a little bit, not trying to do so much. Try to gain control over your aggression and move at a better pace, more steadfast. To not be lazy, to put the work in, develop some discipline in yourself, just develop yourself in general. Whatever that means to you, be committed to yourself. Yeah, that's what it is for somebody here. It's just like, no matter what you're going through, let this be your time to be committed to yourself, your self-love, your self-growth, your self-respect, positive self-talk. Let it all be about building yourself so you can offer that back to the world. And there's a lot going on energetically, emotionally with you guys. I'm reading everybody, but this one's pretty heavy, guys. The moon in the sixth house. This one is going to be a lot about self-esteem as well, and unloading feelings of shame and guilt and remorse, and making way for more positive energies. So for the Aquarius rising or the sixth house moon people, I just want to say hang the fuck in there, y'all, because when we go through these next lunations, like the Leo new moon and then the full moon in Aquarius, you guys are going to be lit up and you're going to have an even better time. Some of y'all are having a good time right now, but I just want to say, astrologically speaking, plant good seeds right now, stay positive, and you'll be very impressed with what happens over the next month, and especially the next month and a half when we hit that next cycle. So let this be a way to center yourself. I think there's some people with confusion in their jobs or their schedule as well with this one. Like, what am I supposed to do? Where do I go? Am I even going in the right direction? A lot to question when it comes to this one, because Jupiter's expanding the fifth. You know, you got the nodes in the third and the ninth, and then the moon in the sixth house. So it's this mutable energy. It's all about learning and adapting right now. And there's all this pressure on you too. So y'all better take it the fuck easy, man. Aquarius rising. So let's talk to the Capricorn rising. And these people are going to have the new moon in their 7th house of Cancer. All right. So what this cycle could look like for the Capricorn rising is new friends, new new enemies, new lovers. I try to be positive, man, but my duality kicked in so fast that time. So new connections, 7th house, new people going to come into your life over this month potentially. But also the 7th house reflects relationships, and even if we don't meet anybody new over the course of the month, what's crazy about this, or people with the moon in the 7th, is that there's going to be a depth to our paradigms added. In other words, your relationship with the world will deepen a little bit. It'll expand. It'll come into some renovation. Some new energy will enter that dynamic. Okay. So the most beautiful thing we could hope for is having more peace in our lives. I would sure like to see that for you guys. Living a more steady, balanced life, being more true to the ideals that you uphold. Capricorn rising or seventh house moon people, that's the vibes right here. Being true to the ideals you uphold, being straight up with yourself and honest with others as well. Okay. It's going to put the south node in the 10th, the north node in the 4th. So really, I think a big key for this is just listening to the heart. That's for everybody under this new moon, but for you guys, especially with the north node in the 4th, having to listen to your heart. Family matters are going to be way more important. Like success and career and money, that's not really what it is. It matters. You guys are ruled by Saturn. It matters to you a lot to be paid and successful, but at what cost? It can't be at the detriment of your family or your personal life. And I think that's what's going on for a lot of you guys is that, you may be burnt out. You might be working so much on your job or your career, and you're feeling like you got to make changes and live more peacefully, live more at home, have more intimacy, have more family in your life. Just want to be more comfortable. Like the money can't buy love. Right. So what's going on with the Capricorn rising over this month? Let me know how this resonates with you guys, man. Here it comes again. That's crazy. I feel like this happened for the Cancer rising with the Hermit in reverse. I'll have to rewatch that because I know this came out in the same spread for somebody, like on the first card, Hermit in reverse. So yeah, you guys have been working on yourselves. And this could say overworked with Virgo in reverse. You could have been busting your ass at your job, but also working on the healing. You're trying your best to be whole in this life and put yourself together and really take care of the person that you are. And also, what I take from Hermit in reverse, this could mean spending a lot of time alone or maybe struggling to find alone time, even. So, like your time by yourself, it doesn't even really feel like it's aimed at yourself. And like our schedule's so damn busy, we just want things to slow down a second, bring us some peace. Oh, damn. So we got the Three of Swords coming out for you guys. And that just says simply expansion of the mind. But you know how that shit hurts. That could be kind of sorrowful sometimes. This is crazy. Y'all got two cards as well. I'm going to read them together, guys. Putting blockages around things that drain you. That's really what it is moving forward, is just protecting you and yours, your family and your kingdom. And just, making sure there's no holes in the bucket. Because the bucket is safe. You and your loved ones are safe. Y'all are good. But you just got to plug the holes and just make sure that nothing's draining you guys. That's not necessary. Okay. So take it easy, guys. Simplify, 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 and maybe look into some family rituals or setting goals as a collective and sharing your goals with each other. That would be very high leverage and deepen your relationship with one another. So let's talk to the Sagittarius rising. And for you guys, it's the new moon in the 8th house. And this is some weird shit, if I'm just being honest, because the moon is in its fall. So in addition to this, guys, look at the house your moon is in to be aware of what part of your life you're going to get new energy in. Because for the new moon people in the 8th, Sagittarius rising, you guys are going to have new desires come into your mind and over this month. You're going to be wanting new things. You're going to be more passionate. You're going to be more invested in life. And that means a whole lot. Sometimes when the moon cycle starts in your 8th house, you may join new partnerships or start new projects with people or start a business with somebody or link a bank account or sign a lease with somebody or you invest in some way, shape, or form. I mean, and this could literally say that some of you Sagittarius rising, you're going to be literally working on investing your money over this month, learning how to build wealth, learning how to get power, learning how to gain control. beyond everything I just said, this is going to be it's going to be a deep month for the Sagittarius rising. I'm going to let you know. There's going to be a lot going on behind the scenes that they're subtly aware of. It's a great month to work on your passions, to work on your purpose, to develop yourself, commit yourself to magic, work on manipulating energies, manipulating people, or manipulating yourself. If it harms none, thy will be done. And what's crazy about what I've said already, guys, is that naturally this would mean that over the next month, you may even develop and derive new fears in your life for whatever reason. Get excited, man, because that's the key to power on some level. So know that good gifts can come your way. Let's see what's going on. Because that's going to put the North Node in the 5th and the South Node in the 11th house. So really, I think the goal here is just for you guys to pursue your personal advancement, for you to have growth in your personal life. You may want to create something new or focus on your children, even with that 5th house energy. A lot of you guys are really going to just want to, damn, dude, focus on your children. Here he is again, bruh. So I don't know if I got to say too much more. If you weren't watching the Capricorn rising reading, which would make sense if you're watching it by your sign, I want to say this came up 3 times already, dude. And for y'all, you doing too much, but sometimes it feels like you're not doing enough, which is weird. This energy is about being disorganized energetically. Like your schedule, you might be working a lot and that might be burning you out, just for instance. Or this could look like your schedule is overburdening you, or maybe you just feel like you lack the energy or the health to do the things that you want to do, which can also be really disparaging. This says that you could be spending a lot of time alone, hiding from people, or you might be struggling to get your alone time, even, or somewhere between the two. So that's rough times for some of you guys. And for some of y'all, the times are fine, but just you trying to serve the world, it's just taking so much from you. Mars and Uranus. I mean, they're in a hard place for everybody. So let me just say that. Oh my goodness. Pluto in the 3rd. Mental health upgrades. That's one thing I know. You got Hierophant in reverse as the current energy. So it may feel kind of humbling, or like you feel like you're blocked in some way, or you don't have the keys that you need to succeed. So I would just be open to receiving higher guidance this month as well, like finding mentors or finding a person that you can get successful information from. Listen to the people you consider successful and replicate what they're doing. Success really leaves clues, guys. So that's what I'm really getting from this, is that if you took the time to listen to those that had the results that you want, you would probably get the results too. It's really that simple. But what is it? Just, I don't know if it's distraction or fear. It feels like fear. It feels like that Saturn in the 4th house. I can feel it in my Pisces as I'm talking to y'all. It's really fear of getting what you want, or fear of the responsibility that comes with it. So you guys are gonna have to nip your fears in the bud, and also learn to disconnect from the people close to you. That's really what this one is about, is that, some of you guys do have the right information or the right mentor, but you listen too much to the broke person, for example, or you listen to the single person when you want to have a relationship, or you listen to someone who's unhappy teach you how to be happy. It's like, stop doing that shit. And what sucks is that it might be your mom or dad or your brother or your sister or your close friends or your spouse or some shit like that, man. There's people close to you. So you have to, Saturn in the 4th, develop some emotional walls in the right way. South Node and Libra in the 11th for y'all just says, you might have some relationships or some connections limiting your expansion. Your network might be suffocating you on some level. So give yourself permission to expand it. All right. You have to fight for your options, man. But make sure you fight for your family. This is weird as hell, y'all, because this 8th house fucking new moon for y'all feels like there may be contention in the family as well. They're telling me just go to Scorpio because there's so much to cover. Sometimes I feel like by kind of rapid firing these, not spending like 3 hours on them, it would maybe, yeah, plant the seed a little bit deeper. I'm not meant to see all of this shit, but damn, dude, that was crazy. So we got Scorpio. And if you're a Scorpio rising, that puts the new moon in your ninth house. And the thing about the new moon in the ninth house, it's going to suggest that you have a lot to learn over this month. And spirit is going to be teaching you a lot energetically, psychically. But in addition to that, you're probably going to be consumed with a lot of information. And you may go on a travel, you may journey. And I mean that literally, seeing different countries or cities or towns or continents, even, or having a mental travel on some level. So the North Node is in the sixth house. So the South Node is in the 12th. So over the course of this month, guys, it is going to be about locking in on some level. Personal development is going to be very important, whatever that means to you. And this can go a whole spectrum of ways, because the first thing I see with the North Node in the sixth is that, manifesting a really peaceful life where the schedule is clean and serene and you don't really have to do too much. On some opposite sides of the spectrum, some of the Scorpio risings are going to throw themselves right into work in this cycle, and they're going to be very busy at this time. But either way it goes, the lens is going to be on the philosophical side of life and where we are in the cosmos and what that means for our role. So I see some soul searching. I see a lot of looking into the deep and asking a lot of questions for the people with the new moon in the ninth, or anybody with the ninth house moon in this cycle. And what that could say for some is they might be having a philosophical crisis when it comes to what's ethical, moral, or right, or even religious paradigms kind of cascading and finding destruction or evolution. And the question is, like, what is the higher self and what is the higher will? Is my divine will the same as yours and theirs? Does God exist? Does God love me? That type of shit. Pluto in the fourth, y'all are going through deep changes, Scorpio rising. Saturn in the fifth, deep changes. Your soul is evolving. You're getting more stable. One more time, and then we'll see what cards it's giving. If I could, and spirit threw this my way, and I appreciate this. They just said, you guys got new lessons coming in this month, okay? As in tests, as in, doctrines. Are you getting the principles? Are you applying them correctly? There's going to be new tests coming when it comes to this month. In other words, going on that journey or having to review the journey you've been on. Crazy. All right, we got the Queen of Cups in reverse. And that says, you guys up, ooh, wow, you've been on a journey of opening your heart. And this is an auspicious time for your money. Like the wealth card just came out, the success card. It says, this emotional journey has been hard. Loving, embracing yourself fully and unconditionally, as well as others, has not been easy. But you're at a spot right now where things are materializing pretty well for you. And you know that you can manifest basically anything you put your mind to. And this says that your family matters to you. You want to have the things that money can't buy also. You want to live a fulfilled life. And you're leaning towards that. That last new moon was in your eighth house, dude. So that's really what that means, is you've been really trying to build the power and the wealth that you seek. So moving forward, we got the 10 of Cups in reverse. And what that says to me, guys, is in order for you to continue to build what you're manifesting, you have to release the fear surrounding it, or the desperation around it, or the emotion of not having it, basically, which is a wild thought. Your goal is to become energetically aligned with the life that you want to live. In order to do that, you have to release the emotion of not having it, okay? And also, this could just simply be a message to empty yourself. 10 cups in reverse. And really be careful of how you visualize a negative life. That's another message I get from this, guys, because the universe corresponds to vision, to our sight, to our fire element. And if we aren't deliberately using this inner vision to create the life that we want so deeply, that we can see it and we can feel it and we can taste it and smell it and hear it, chances are you're using that power to manifest something else. And that's not what you want. So be conscious, be careful of that. Okay, guys, you can literally create anything. So make sure that you meditate more and program your mind over this month. That's what I'm really getting for the Scorpio rising or anybody with the moon in the 9th house. So I hope that helps. Now we're going to go to Libra rising, and that's going to put the new moon in the 10th. And that's beautiful. So this would also apply for anybody with the moon in the 10th, like my baby. Anybody with the moon in the 10th. It can be any sign, but just know if you have Cancer on the 1st, or I'm sorry, Cancer in the 10th, probably going to be Libra rising. So Libra rising by whole sign house, this is for you. Cancer in the 10th. So that looks like a whole lot, man. This is a more challenging month, I will say, but it doesn't have to be bad. The moon is in its fall right here. So this may look like new work, new goals for sure. When it comes to you guys' personal life, you're going to have new objectives and targets. New responsibilities is a thing. So this could say that your career may kind of go through changes or addition. You could take on new jobs or projects. You might start a new business. And none of that is really rough, but I will just say what's more challenging about the 10th house moon is having to confront our fears and know where our limitations are. So the end result of that is actually pretty amazing. But just energetically, you know, this is a harder place for the moon to be. Let me get the Libra card. The North Node is in the 7th house. The South Node is in the 1st house. So this moon has a lot to do with embracing our relationships and moving forward in peace, which is kind of like a paradox because you guys are Libra rising. So you're having to learn how to be more independent so you can actually show up with others in a way that's more conducive to, you know, everybody's growth. I think I passed the Libra card. I found it. She was right at the beginning. Or he, really. It's a masculine sign. So what's the message for the Libra risings? This one also has a lot to do with gaining power. Taking control of the world. Taking your life by the horns and really driving the bull wherever the fuck you want to go. All right. That's Mars and Uranus in the 8th. Oh my. New moon in the 10th. But also I want to say with Venus going through the 10th, you guys have some auspicious blessings coming your way. Like a lot of money might be coming your way as well from your career, from your projects, whatever you're doing. You may get a lot of recognition around this time as well over this month. And even if it doesn't play out like that publicly, I promise you guys are going to see this psychologically, where you're going to be able to realize that you are the shit. You know, you're going to be treating yourself a little bit more disciplinary in this month, but it is going to play out like getting more respect from yourself too. So that's a really beautiful thing to look forward to. And really, South Node transiting the 1st is just letting go a lot of your personal issues. Like a butterfly, you're just evolving, you're just shedding skin, you're getting into a better version of yourself. So I wish you guys more peace, more power, more prosperity, more clarity. Yeah, this energy, as far as like all the charts I've seen today, this one feels like one of the best. I think Libra rising is going to have one of the best new moons, but time will tell. Okay. So we got the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, right on. They all came out. We got the 8 of Pentacles, we got the Star in reverse, and we got the Lovers. And that's the cards for the Libra rising. So what this looks like to me, guys, is locking in, focusing. We're working on the work. Oh, yes, we are. Saturn is definitely in the 6th house. We've got the Star coming out, which says that, you know, the dreams, they're loading, dude. It's coming through. The freedom, the financial freedom, the independence, the self-employment, the star, the movie role, the album, it's all loading, dude. And we're working on it. And also, this could simply say a lot of us are soul searching. We're like, who the fuck am I? What am I doing in this world? Where am I going? Who is me? And what do I be? So this could also tell me that some of y'all are diving deep into your astrology. You might be going into the occult. I don't know who needs to hear this shit, man, but somebody with this star card is like going through psychosis low key over their spirituality. And your guides might be telling you that. And because they're your spirit guides, they're not judging you too hard. They're like, hey, it happens to the best of us, but you might be kind of going loony when it comes to Jupiter in your ninth house. The philosophical ideas, they're seeming really wise, and you're trying to be your best self. So maybe you need to deflate a little bit of that ego, a little bit of that energy, and come down to being a human for a little bit. This is giving so spiritual, you have a hard time being human right now. So like I don't even want to say make that shit make sense, because that's like a given, but it's saying like, dude, how about you go eat a hamburger and go sit by a tree, or like hug a tree, or go roller skating or some shit, dude. Why not? Why worry about all this cosmic shit when it doesn't affect Earth? Like, damn, dude. You're like, the Matrix. Like, oh, fuck, dude. It's like, what about it, dude? You don't like it? Go create a world without the Matrix. Good luck. We love the Matrix. It's one of the best movies. And you're free whether you realize it or not. That's the real challenge for y'all. So moving forward, it's about falling in love again. Lovers. And that could be a sign that, if you are looking for it, Libra rising, yeah, you're not about to be single too much longer. And if you want to be single, fuck yeah, stay that way. But beauty is the key here. This is Gemini energy, but I really take it for the love aspect of it this time. Yes, new connections, but ultimately appreciation and valuing the life that we have. And there is going to be connection. That's going to be a new thing to address with this one. I mean, if you really think about the theme, like without overthinking this too much, guys, the new moon in the 10th house for the Libra rising might even present new insecurities. New energy in the house of boundaries. You guys are relationship people, period. So, that's the work. How do we protect our heart space? How do we cooperate with others? All right, let's move this into the 11th house, my guys and gals. And that's going to be, oh shit, that's for me. Fuck yeah, dude. I forget I be a Virgo rising sometimes. They fluctuate. I was like, it almost thought they skipped me, and I am they. Oh shit. So Virgo rising, new moon in the 11th house. This is some beautiful stuff, man, because this could suggest that there's new friends coming into your life, or new connections, new associates. You might even find yourself in new groups or new teams, but new freedom, new goals. When I say goals, that's the new moon theme in general, but the 11th house also talks about our goals and our wishes and what we want to will into existence as a collective. So I see this month for the Virgo risings being heavy about vision and planning. And this could be an auspicious time for gains from your career as well. The things you've been doing in your 10th house. So we got the North Node in the 8th house. We got the South Node in the 6th house. And this really is about learning how to invest, learning how to step into your power, to take risks, to share your energy with others. Damn. Because I'm just reading the chart and I'm just like, fuck, this is advising me right now. Holy shit. Wow. So we're working on this in Simplified Magic. If you guys did get to join that course, I salute you. If you didn't, you're gonna have to wait till the next cycle in order to ball with us. But I'm just like, I'm having this meta realization moment where I'm like, yo, I am the universe watching itself through the eyes of the sun and the moon. And that's crazy. What the fuck? So Mercury transiting the 12th, I want to say to my Virgo risings or anybody with the moon 11, pay attention to your dreams and watch out for what they're saying to you. Pay attention to your vision, guys. South Node in the South Node in the second house could talk about releasing money blockages or fear of success, doubt of self, hatred of self, anything that saps out the life force energy or makes us feel like we don't belong or that we aren't good. That's going to have to be purged out in this month as well. So Cancer in the 11th or Cancer in Aquarius, they kind of have an interesting angle, guys. There's an in conjunction naturally. So with this Cancer in the 11th house energy, to me, it feels like this is just about finding freedom inside of the world. Because no matter where you go, there you are. I saw on my page, my Instagram, some posts. It's damn near a meme at this point, but of people that travel the world to escape their life, and then they realize that their life follows them to France or to Bali, and they're like, fuck, so I can't escape me. And I think that's really the theme of this new moon, this new month for the Virgo rising. It's really about being free within yourself to truly be yourself in a group and in the world. It's about your independence. It's about your individuality. It's about releasing your dependence on others so you can truly merge with people in a real way. In a more real way, I could say. We got Jupiter going through the 10th. You guys are going through big expansion in your career, with your goals, with your sense of self. Your beliefs have been challenged. Your 9th house is going through some crazy shit as well. So let's see what the message is for the Virgo rising. Pluto in the 6th. And I also just want to say, because somebody needs to hear it, Spirit's telling me somebody needs to quit their job. I think it's me. Quit your job. Find a better way to do the work that you're doing. Even if you like the work, there could be a way better way to do it. When you work harder on the work than you do your advancement, that's something's wrong. So we want to find high leverage ways to serve. So we got 3 cards like everybody else, but the third card is the 3 of Wands. We are moving forward. We got the 2 of Pentacles, we got the 8 of Cups, and we got the 3 of Wands. And this says that there's been some erratic and unstable energy for the Virgo rising. And they might have been going through some difficult changes as well, changes in reverse, or neglecting to make certain changes, and they need to be made, and you got to stop putting that shit off. You got the 8 of Cups in reverse, and this really says struggling to walk away from some shit. Yeah, South Node in the 2nd house. That's kind of what that feels like, is being stuck on things personally, physically even. 8 of Cups is Saturn in Pisces, all right? And with that energy being roughened by the reversal, I feel like this really speaks to about people who need to really have more faith in their vision, have more faith in life, be willing to create the thing you want or walk away from the thing that you don't want. Know that you don't have to struggle so damn hard. Have hope, have faith, know that good things are coming. So raising your energy seems to be a big part of this. Getting in this energy of faith, optimism, like some expectation, like something's about to happen. That's the word I was getting, was expectation. A lot of overcoming negativity. Yeah, this last new moon hit the 10th house for y'all. So I want to say that for the Virgo risings, you've been working very hard on yourself, and that work might be kind of eating into your happiness too. Even though you're making progress, just being so overwhelmed or overconsumed with problems can make you start to create discontent in your actual life when you could be enjoying peace. So just watch out for that shit, man, because the things that you want, you could probably even experience them in this second if you gave yourself permission, even if they seem far out into the future, okay? So may you manifest all you desire, Virgo risings. My heart goes out to y'all because I am one. It goes out to everybody, but y'all more specifically this time, dude. You know, keep your head on a swivel, stay locked into the vision, let your guide speak through you, and do the thing you know you need to do. That's what I got for you guys. Okay. And this is where we end off, guys. This is Leo, and this is going to put the new moon in the 12th house. And that also says your last new moon was in the 11th house. And, you know, this is really about building your dreams, manifesting your inner vision into the physical. I'm looking for your card right now. A deeper connection with spirit is what you guys can expect in this month. Your psychic abilities are going to improve, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your dreams, they're all going to be amplified over this next month, Leo rising. So be on the lookout for that. Watch out for that. You're going to have the north node in the 9th house, the south node in the 3rd house. So it really is, once again, about this spirituality, taking a further drive on your life. Those were the most intelligent words. I feel like there was 10 better ways to say it, but I just couldn't find the words. Like, your spirituality is really going to be important for you guys. It is every day for everybody, but I'm just seeing this as a theme, like really developing it, studying it, cultivating it, making it a practice, having more time by yourself, more time alone, maybe retreating for some of y'all from the day to day and the mundane in order to really connect with divinity, or giving yourself more space for your creative endeavors, because divinity comes through that as well. So that's a big part of this month, as well as just really creating your art. And I see Saturn in the 8th for you guys too. So it's really about adding some structure to your passions, to your desires even, or blocking the things that block your blessings. What's the message for the Leo rising? Don't doubt yourself too, because, you know, one thing I could say, and I'm seeing at the same time, 12th house, moon, says the month really is about your shadow work. It's about diving into the unconscious. So that's even more self-development. And you need to be giving rewards to yourself for doing this so you can get positive reinforcement, encouragement. And know that while you're working on yourself, you have collective issues. So it can be easy in that work to kind of assume like, damn, I'm the problem and I'm the only one who's like this. And that's not the case. Because Pluto's up in the 7th, opposing your ascendant, making you guys evolve, putting a lot of pressure on you, throwing a lot of challenges your way. Sometimes it feels like everything's out to get you. And you start to think that you suck. But it's like, no, you're just going through polarity. You're just changing yourself. You're just living in a crazy world at the same time. So give yourself some grace. So it's similar to the Aquarius rising because it's polarity once again. But I was saying for them, and I'm going to say to you guys, it's about moving around. You may be traveling. You may be getting into a different role in your community, maybe a different job, even quitting a job, getting a different way to serve. You might be going for a spiritual calling, or if it's not specifically that, the work you're going to be doing is actually going to give you more reprieve and peace and solitude as you do it, because you shouldn't have to risk or sacrifice your well-being in order to really make a living. All right. You just shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to sacrifice your peace or your well-being to make a living. I was told to say that shit twice. That's the facts, man. Your life is more important than your job. Your life is everything. So take care of it. Prioritize your happiness. Prioritize your peace. Find simple ways to do the work that you want to do. Mars is going through your 10th house. Uranus is going through the 10th. So big changes are happening. For some of you guys, man, that's a lot of pressure you're putting on yourself, because there's a lot of pressure being put on the world and you. So I think this really comes down to, once again, guys, definition of your goals is required in order to manifest them. If you can't see the life that you want to live, it's going to be really hard to create that externally. because you'll use your vision, you'll use your imagination and a lot of the emotions connected to it to creating some other shit, man. Just random shit that the environment tells you to create. So be intentional with that vision right now, guys. Lock in, Leo rising. Watch your inner self. In my 12th house moons, you better lock the fuck in over this next month, because we got the Empress in reverse coming out first. And that just says that there's unfulfilled needs. This might be money issues. This might be a lack of self-love. This might be resentment harbored towards yourself. This might be this is money blocks as well for some of y'all, where you want to be prosperous, but you resent those who are prosperous, or you still have a story about yourself struggling and prosperity refutes that story. This could be jealousy, it could be greed, or just a fear of abundance, a fear of love for some too, man. But we've been working, so like with this being the past tense, let's move it forward and say that a lot of you guys have been working through some deep inner challenges. I mean, I heard take that. Oh shit. Because it kind of flipped in the deck, and I just felt pause and take that card out. Oh shit. The tower. So hey man, with the 12th house new moon for you guys, just understand the energy that's coming in, you can't affect, God. God does what God wants. So this is the tower is not good or bad, but it just says some divinity is going to strike and you're going to be enlightened, and there will be some changes in your life dealing with your spiritual journey or your physical journey. And your challenge is to be calm in the storm and to do your best. Queen of Swords, to plan, to be honest, to embrace duality, to speak love into yourself, and to not define life in a negative way, to not narrate your story in a disempowering way. What stories are you telling yourself? Are you the hero or are you the victim? What message do you send to the world? There's going to be a lot to release mentally for you guys as well. Pluto in the 7th. But the result of that is happiness, contentment, being overjoyed with life. So I split the deck in half really quick. For y'all, it's a lot of healing, just like everybody else. It's about having a strategy, doing work, and not being lazy, not fucking off our time. It's okay to enjoy your leisure, but a lot of us have not earned that shit. Like our unfulfilled desires, it's sure proof that we have nothing to celebrate besides the journey we've come through already. But like, when is the celebration going to be over? When are we going to get to work? When are we going to get back into motion? When are we going to really push towards the work? Because the avoidance isn't helping. So I know this has been a lengthy video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I'm not here to neg anybody. I prefer positive reinforcement, but I have to give the messages how they're sent to me, guys. If you got through this video and you're still fucking confused, you're just slow. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I can talk a lot and maybe you can get lost in the words and the volume too. So let me just reiterate. Look, let's go full circle and just know, man, this is about a new cycle, new goals. You create your fucking life. So like, you don't need to see the chart to determine what your goals are. You have to just go inside of yourself. That's moon energy. Go inside of yourself and really think, what do I want? Ask the heart that. That's the work that can't do itself. No YouTube video, nothing in the algorithm is just going to spoon feed you the secret desires of your heart, my friend, and give you the roadmap. A lot of people can show you the way, but you got to be willing to drink that water, okay? So hope you can recognize this is an abundance of love coming your way from the universe. And that's what inspired me to make this video. Very beautiful cycle that we're going to be seeing. Let me give you guys a sneak peek really quick onto the next new moon. And we're going to talk about this, guys, because this is going to really illustrate the energies to come and what we're working on, alrighty? Oh, get excited, man, because this shit is awesome. It's really fucking awesome. So I want to say this one was kind of serious. I'm usually a pretty serious person, but with the fact that this new moon in Cancer is bending the nodes, it's really about get clear with your karma. The fuck are you doing in this world? Are you doing your life's work, or are you just fucking off your time? And hey, man, it's okay to relax. It's okay to take a vacation. It's okay to even be like, fuck it, I'm vacating the whole year. I've earned that shit. But it's like, really, this time right now is considering purpose. All right. considering my destiny. North Node energy. All right. But 1 month in the future, August 4th, this is our next new moon in the sign of Leo. And we're going to have Venus in the sign of Leo at the 29th degree, Regulus. So this is really about defining and getting even more about exactly what we want. And with this cycle, you may see high praise and esteem be a result of that. So living big and bold, like huge abundance, like big money or big fame, or a family with so much joy and happiness, they don't even know what to do with it. They're just playing a shit ton of games, you know? And things can change really fast. You got Uranus making that square. So we'll talk more about this later, guys, because I could really talk your off about it. And now that it's even more than a month ahead, this would be about what's manifesting 2 months ahead. We're getting more speculative. Let's wait, and then we'll talk about it when we get a little bit closer. Okay, guys? I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, the top of my soul. Mr. Meyer on a roll. Fire family, take care of yourself. I'll see you guys in the next video. Blessed be.